up Rassie van der Dussen. We'll start with Kirsty and Afrikaans.
Thank you so much for Kazi. Rassie van der Dussen, baie dankie musiek baie geluk. Jammer vir die nederlaag vandag en is dit voorreg om iets Afrikaans te vra. Rassie, kan ek jou vra? Waar skryf julle vertoning sover toe as bietjie 'n sukkelstryd gewees in hierdie reeks? En net kan ek vir jou vra, soos ek vir die afspraak gevra het, dit's 'n baie kort turnaround. Hoe draai julle sake om? En my laaste vraag is, as 'n speler, hoe groot van 'n verlies is dit vir julle om vir Kagiso Rabada te verloor in die aanloop tot hierdie eendagreeks? Baie dankie.
Okay, eerstens dink die rede is die resultaat 3-0 het was seker maar 'n paar een. Ek dink Engeland is tans een van die beter of die beste witbalspan in die wêreld. So ek dink mense moet dit in konteks sien. Ek dink ons het vir 9 maande laas 8 of 9 maande laas saam as 'n span gespeel. En ons het gesukkel met beserings ouens soos Andile en Dwayne en David Miller wat uit is. Kyk, mense maak nie verskonings natuurlik nie. Maar as mens moontlik realisties na die saak kyk, dan tel daai dinge tog. Dit is tog internasionale cricket en as mens van jou spelers mis, ons is nie saam, ons voorbereiding was moontlik nie perfek nie. Maar ja, daar's nie verskonings nie. Ek dink hulle is die beter span heel moontlik in hierdie 3 wedstryde. En dan turnaround. Ja, dis kyk is witbal cricket. So ons 'n paar dae wat ons voorberei, die basiese dinge bly maar dieselfde. En die planne byvoorbeeld vir die Engelandse kolwers bly baie dieselfde. As 'n kolwer jou planne wat jy uit gaan kyk om te doen bly dieselfde en ons het almal krediet aan die coaching staf wat ons het. Hulle het almal vir ons duidelike planne gegee waantoe hulle wil hê ons moet werk. So daai werk is al weke of maande in die proses. So dis nie 'n geval van ons het nou net 3 dae om voor te berei nie. Dit is iets wat ons lankal wil voorberei. En dan laastens Rabada natuurlik, een van die beste bowlers in die wêreld. So natuurlik is dit sleg om hom te verloor. Maar dit gee geleenthede vir ander ouens en beserings is deel van sport en as 'n span met mens maniere vind om daarmee saam te leef en die ouens wat inkom met hulle geleenthede gebruik.
Rassie, you're part of the leadership group and it looks as though it's becoming quite tricky for Quinton de Kock. How's he taking it and what sort of support are you able to provide for him and everybody? Not just you, but kind of, is there a group of people who are trying to help with the decision making and how tricky is it for you?
So firstly, I don't think it's getting tricky for Quinton de Kock. I don't know why you would come with that angle. I think Quinny's a brilliant captain. On the field, his cricket mind is absolutely brilliant. In the change room, he's really good and he's one of the best players in the world, as we know. The reasons I gave now in the Afrikaans interview, you've got to look at these things in context. And England are probably one of the best one-day sides in the world, if not the best. They've got a settled team. They've played a whole summer of cricket. 8-9 months ago was our last series as a team. Obviously through injury and we've missed a few key players in the middle, especially in the all-rounder department. So, look at it's not rocket science to maybe look back at the 3 games. I don't think it's necessary to nitpick on other stuff. And in terms of the leadership group, yeah, we've got a few experienced guys, and we've got probably some of the best coaches in the world. In Mark Boucher, the experience and the calmness he brings, and a guy like Faf, so experienced, and we've got a lot of brains to pick from. So I think that should basically answer your question.
Telford.
Hello, Rassie. Last time we saw you, you were reading a very interesting book called Utopia for Realists. Is there any kind of lesson? It strikes me that South Africa are confronting realism front and center right now. Is there any lesson you can take from that book and bring it into how South Africa should play cricket going forward?
I think in general, if you look at Utopia, you want your best players available. You want to be playing good cricket, and you want all your disciplines to fire at the same time. I think in the series we were probably decent with the bat, pretty close to what we feel we can be at our best, and with the ball at times we were good, and probably every game there was unfortunately just one bowler who I think went for 50. I'm speaking under correction, but and then we've missed our all-rounder. Like I've said, that's the nature of the game, and the nature of playing against a very strong English batting attack is they keep coming, even though you keep taking even though if you keep taking wickets, there's guys coming in. Morgan coming in at 6 is a match winner. So yeah, like I said, you have to be realistic, and the thing that comes with being realistic is seeing things in context. We've started a journey in the winter, which I'm very excited about, and I think everyone in the squad is, and it's very special to be part of that journey. And unfortunately for now, the results are not going our way, but we've got a clear picture in mind of where we're going. We've got a very good understanding for where we are, and we know how we need to work to get to where we want to be. So yeah, I think that's our Utopia.
Thank you.
The last question was sent via text. It reads, what would you say you did differently compared to the last game with the bat in hand? And what would you say are the main positives that you would take, even though the series wasn't as favorable as expected?
Is that first part for me?
That's all for you.
Oh, all for me. Okay. Yeah, I think, to be honest, from a mindset point of view, I didn't do too much different. I have my game plans. And like I mentioned in the halftime interview, it's important to trust those game plans because you work so hard at it, and sometimes, the nature of the game is it doesn't come off. I was quite disappointed with that innings in Paul because I knew that's not how I want to finish an innings. You expect it to hit boundaries at the death, and unfortunately there, I think I only faced 3 or 4 balls in the last 3 overs, and I couldn't execute those shots that I probably could today. Yeah, but obviously taking a few balls, and luckily today I got off to a decent start, and the momentum and the conditions were there for us to put the pressure on them. And again, we had our plans like we've had all along, and the difference probably today was execution. The positives I can take, and as a team, I think we've batted pretty well. For me, coming in at 5 was a new position for me. So I've always said that as a player, I want to be adaptable, and I want to be a guy who can bat anywhere in the top 6. And it was, I suppose, satisfying to a small extent because we lost, but to come in at 5 and play innings of that nature, which is something I know I can do, and then it's nice to do it in the middle.
Thanks very much, everybody, for joining us. Reminder that Rassie's press conference is embargoed for tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. South African time. Have a good evening and good night.
Thank you, Subukati. Thank you, Rassie.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Done. We're done.
Thank you.